Starting coming at you with another game of hardcore Diablo 2 Resurrected. Our Necro is level 64. Have we fallen? Have we fallen too far? I don't care about all the classes, just the Necros. We're at 416 now. While I went to work, we fell out of the top 400. But we can, we can see that in front of us, there's a few dead people to catch. Yep, plenty of people were hard at work today. We're gonna have to get to it. Now, hopefully this video will be incredibly boring. Just a chill time. Hey, terrorized catacombs. Actually, why don't we go there? I mean, after we get some bodies. So for pikes, because they can't generate with the mod you care about most, Crushing Blow, you don't really need to care about picking them up, I would say, typically. That's actually a pretty sick shield. Yeah, we're gonna hold on to that. That's actually a really sweet shield. We're gonna put that onto a paladin one day. You'll see. It's gonna be wonderful. Now this is a nice terror zone. Let's get home real quick and put that in. So that had 2 sockets and 34 resist all, so that would be very good for a paladin. Because we can, make a resist all keyword inside of it, or like a rhyme even, which taking it to 50 with the other stuff that's on rhyme, pretty nice. Oh yeah, revives. We should be having some revives. But really, I feel like doing this rather than going into the hill difficulty is just fine. It's not what it says. It's not at all what it says on the title, but I didn't know that it was going to be like an appealing choice, right? Now, I don't really know anything about the terror zones other than, it increases the level of the enemies there, and thus what they drop. So it's entirely possible that something super nasty could appear. This is almost certainly up, yeah. We're gonna assume that it's all the way past it this way. I'm like, wait, why am I running? I need to be smart. Good luck, right? Man, the music in this game is so good. that way, probably. Nope. Don't still got it. These terror zones are thick with desirable drops, though. It's nice. It's a very soundy door there. Very aggressive sounding door. Now, I have been doing like a lot of thinking. By that I mean I was totally paying attention at work all day. But so like if we get a shield that we can get max block with, like, getting max block would be really good. We might have to sacrifice, like, 200 hit points for it. But if we have max resist and we can get max block, that would be good. But it would be so nice to just get a shield that was really good and make all of this not too... Think, like, what if I just got a storm shield drop? You know, then we could respec for it. It would be nice. Yep. Total dead end. And even the chest betrays us. This guy's like way too good at fighting, but here we go. We finally get him surrounded. You know, he's no match for a whole lot of our guys. Whoops. So we could also respec for like bone armor points at the same time, or bone armor synergy points more probably. I don't know if that's desirable compared to, because like, look, you have to strike some balance between killiness like, yeah, unfortunately that one's sort of out now. Like, man, I don't have the inventory space for all of this great stuff. I embarrassingly don't remember if a winged helm is that one or not. It is, okay. Alright, good. This will be good for a merc, or at least decent for one. Because I have a couple 3-socket helms, but I did want to use them for myself. Totally don't need that amulet, but we could theoretically use it for something, right? And if I don't get a move on, this terror is absolutely going to go away before we even get to Andy. It's alright. Then we'll do cows. Probably. Like it said I was going to do. But I haven't actually fought the terrorized bosses. Or really did much with terrorized stuff at all. I'm not that familiar with it, so, you know... Normally I would say, that's a terrible idea for me to even be here, but maybe it'll be fine. "14 life on a grand charm, ouch." You know, I've got like... I think I had like a 10 and an 11 that I carried around for a long time at the beginning of the run, but we get a nice level. Good, good, good. Man, we need to get a move on though. And that's the thing about not having teleport. It takes forever to backtrack and to forward track. Oh, I don't like it when my screen freezes for a small moment. What a bad feeling. Ghouls are terrible revives because they're just so slow. Oh my goodness. Slowest kata conversion ever. Nah, I mean running's for the birds, right? There's a reason why Sorceress is the way to do this. It's because she's so stylish. The trimmers show signs of slowing, which is very bad news because I need to get this done. It's like, I don't love what we're doing there, but it's fine, because, I mean, at the end of it all, these are still just, you know, slightly fast, very fast fanaticism zombies. And how scary can that be? We're just gonna pull her and start working on her. And use the corpse explosion from the others. Yeah. Alright, corruption against a fade. We need to pop her right now. Get on her, guys. Amazing. And yet another piece of the Alder's set. I think now I have 3 pieces of it. Which I wouldn't think I was that interested in doing it, but I mean, maybe, you know, if the game wants me to. And these are just SIG gloves, which I'm not gonna wear, but somebody might someday. By which I mean one of my characters might. Look, the hit recovery one I'll keep. Alright, now let's do the farm. Because we actually did the thing that we were supposed to do. We found a terror zone. Alright, yeah, that was good. Obviously worth pursuing when it's Andariel. Since our army, you know, makes short enough work of it still. Durance of Hate. Oh, that's a good place to go too. We'll do cows first. Surely we can do a cow, and then... I don't want it to totally be a lie of a, 2-socket crown. Undesirable. We want 3s at this point. Anyway, it's just regular nightmare here. I'm like, why am I killing these fools? We just need to find a leg. And get to that most wonderful of all farms, the Moo Moo Farm. Moo, they go moo. And then occasionally moo. My friend at work told me that they do indeed have terrorized cows that are possible. And I look forward to that. Rakanishu, please. Just want to talk. Here we go. So if we go for max block, we don't have a good shield for it yet. We would need to get one. And then respec, we would end up losing probably like 150 or so, maybe 200 hit points. Maybe like 250, which is so many. But if we can hit max resists and that, which of course we're not that close to, but we could just like... We could go very, very low tech, right? You know, just stick a bunch of Ort runes in and open a 3-socket thing and say, alright, this is what we wear now. This is how it's done. But let's get the cows going. I was delighted to learn earlier today that now you can pop the Cow King and it's fine. Huge load off of my back, and indeed the back of all of our minions. Cow King's leather off of a dude? Yeah. I feel like it's been darker in the game than I'm used to. Like, does it think it's raining here? There's some game where we tried to do that, I remember. Mesh boots. Why couldn't you have been unique? Mesh boots. Got plenty of 2-socket ones. I don't really think there's a 2-socket helm rune word that we have access to that we would use now, right? We're already using a lore. We would be dropping that for more resists. 4-socket longsword. Oh, gross. I'm gonna hold on to it anyway. So a longsword could be a spirit base, but it has a dex cost, right? So it's not nearly as desirable as a broadsword for a base. Because, you know, plenty of classes I'm going to have where you don't get dex or you don't get it until hell difficulty where you want to care about max block. Which we very well might. Like, you can get away with a lot in Nightmare that you can't in hell. And a lot of us doing cows is not just that I think they're fun. They are. And just like an awesome chill time, they are. But, you know, to sort of get options. So you get a bunch of crummy stuff doing cows, and if we can just get like some low runes, you know, not the rune low, that would be nice. The rune we want specifically is EO, but like we're just trying to, while I'm getting good experience here, I'm not anxious to go to hell difficulty. I just like doing cows. I always have. I thought they were funny whenever I was young, and I think they're funny now. And of course, they happen to be tailor-made for my specific class here. That they are very safe is usually no particular, you know, inducement to do them, but here in the land of hardcore, of course, it means a little more. It's just, it blows my mind that you can kill the Cow King now. Maybe it happened last time and I just forgot, but alright, let's go pop Mephisto. He'll be really excited to see all these cows. Mana, not desirable enough. 14 max damage, not desirable enough. I mean, it's interesting. Cathedrals of Hate. Let's get to it. Good evening, KP. We're gonna go fight Terrorized Mephisto. What could go wrong? Don't answer that. I don't want to know. Alright, what do we got here? We got Dark Lords. Well, unleash the cows. Of course, I think cows, being that they do decent enough damage, should be quite nice here. You know, for the 3 minutes that they're up. We may, you know, just find the big guy immediately, but we killed Terrorized Andy, which is, I guess, you know, they just leveled him up. I don't think they get any new abilities or anything. Alright, come on. There we go. Got through the door. And now I'm like, come on, just get a body. Body, 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 body. Yeah, there we go. Explosions. But these guys are actually really good revives. The ROTW, the Maulers, they're called here. Because they have Crushing Blow. All of those dudes have Crushing Blow chance, which is the most desirable mod, really. Of course, you can get the minions, but not champions and not the uniques. You have to be a warlock to get the unique. But I bet that would be like a good sort of generic warlock thing, although, you know, you can get the super uniques with auras and stuff, but I bet they would be a good little budget choice just to do in his hammer. It's going to be called Sprout Valley. Well, you know, I think it was a good change there. Alright. We got dolls. I need to be a little more careful walking into doors. It's like, I always wonder, like, is everyone's list of, like, the mobs you're scared of the same? I mean, probably. But Stygian dolls, they're just little dudes, but oh man, like, are they ever a way where you can get killed? And it's all the more annoying because, you know, they just creep right up on you. Because a couple of them with Crushing Blow, like, they do amazing work. It synergizes super well with everything else that's around. Linked mail. How many sockets? Ethereal 2 socket. Nah. But you can get Dark Lords as summons, and that's fun, because it makes it, you know, hard to know where you can stand. Man, oh man, these dudes are such good revives. Of course, we need to find our way to Mephisto or it won't matter, but, you know, they really get it done. Mephisto, come out to play. Nope. But, you know, even if you had access to teleport, you would have to be, like, responsible with it in hardcore, and I don't know how good I would do at that. I am such a reckless dude when it comes to teleport. Like, I would do it fine, and then, like, my mind would just default to doing a magic find run, and I would do something sketchy. I know it. Not having teleport is good. It keeps me alive. We need to get keys. It's unacceptable to not be having keys. I don't know where to buy keys. Go to Act 1 and buy them. Woo! Okay. That ain't bad. That was a 3 summoning skill amulet for Necromancer. Very clearly a thing that would be pretty good for us. However, I guess we're just going to leave it there without the keys, because I'm afraid that this is going to go away. But I want to keep our revives going. Which is a terrible practice. You should get keys. You should get keys for chests. Chests are good. Terrorized, it must have happened in a patch. Well, I know it happened in a patch. I haven't looked it up. But after Remaster came out, but, you know, not with this, because I guess it's still in the game. Basically, it takes your level, adds some to it, and then chooses a random zone in the game, and makes that the zone. When you load into a new world, that'll be the one. It lasts for like half an hour or so. And it can be like, you know, this is Durance, so, and then we did one for Andariel, but it just levels them up to your level. So instead of just doing Bale for 50 runs in a row, you know, you get to actually just like go different places, see different mobs. But they'll be powered up, so it's like, you know, a bridge between the difficulties. Where is it? And then there's other aspects to it that I think only appear on Hell difficulty. It only happens after you've beaten that difficulty and then you go back into it. But yeah, so like I loaded to do cows and then I see, oh, actually, you know, Catacombs is terrorized. Let's get an Andy run in real quick. And then I did cows. I said, oh, well, Durance was right after. I was like, let's do cows first since it's on the 10, you know. And then we can come and try to pop Mephisto in time. Because if you don't do it in time, it goes away. But on Hell difficulty, stages. On Hell difficulty, there's some like special mob I think that spawns. I don't think it happens on the other difficulties. And they can drop this like charm called a Sundering Charm, which like pierces through resistances, so like can remove immunities. But I think, you know, it's the same old thing, you know, you need to get the right one and so on. This is up, isn't it? Yep. But still, even when you're going the wrong way here, you know, the experience is good, they drop good stuff. But it's really cool. Not least because, like, you know, if... Back in the day, if you wanted to get certain items, there were only a couple places in the whole game it could drop, like, off of Bale, or in, like 3 other places. and being able to just play the game and get stuff like, is it pure Diablo 2? No, but like it's better than doing 10,000 Bale runs. It just is. Like, you're actually playing the game when you do this. Bale, you just teleport to Bale, blow up all the minions, and spike Bale again. You know, you're not like thinking, you're not walking around. No, that's unfair to the Bale run. You know, I just don't spiritually connect with the Bale run like I do, like with the Mephisto run in particular, or like it with an Andy run or a Countess run. You know, like those are my big three. Because my typical thing would be to make sorceresses, and they don't love doing Hell Bale, right? So naturally gravitate to Mephisto, which is automatic because you just bug them on the moat. Very classy. I have been in this durance forever. I was like, I'll find it in time. We'll have time to do cows first. I mean, we might. Doesn't mean I need to start running fast. That, in fact, is a little careless. We'll be alright, though. Whoa, that's a bad door. I think these dudes, like, heal, too. But if we can just get people to hit them... Yeah, they definitely heal. Look at that, yeah. Oh, those are my guys falling down. That's not good. Okay, good news. We can't go that way. I just think it's annoying that vampires are using fire magic, you know, like, they're taking everything. Man, you forget how much durance is incredibly obnoxious until you have to walk through all the doors. Ah, me. It won't be in the center, so where is it? Over that way. That is so annoying. Seems amazing. Yeah, you know, it's Well, here in Karast, at least, they have like the long-standing sort of like shamanistic religion that the council just sort of like pushes over, right? So like all these temples and stuff, you know, like they were at least done with some idea of a plan. You know, they all had a religious significance or something. They're like, no, you should make it so they have to go up and then down and then up and then down again. That'll be great. Yep. What a run to hit 3. Holy freeze, not ideal. Got a clean room here, though. We'll be alright. Holy freeze is a potential problem, though, but it looks like we've got our dudes on him, so they'll just pop him down. Amp damage plus mercs with crushing blow. Gets it done. And then a body, and now... Whoops. And now the council members will be ours, which is my favorite thing in the game. I love getting guys that cast Hydra for me. And if we just get Mephi, like, right now, the fact that we're cursed is irrelevant. What, like... And we just need to get our dudes on them. Just a couple of them, and then we'll get the beat down. Yep, there we go. 1 crushing blow merc is enough. I guess there are the other mobs up top, and that is not good, but... Oh, all the revives are gone. Well, the skeletons are alive for now. Let's heal. Mephi's probably going to heal some, but I doubt he'll heal all the way up while we're doing this. Yeah. And they just all, you know, get stabbing away. I missed my crushing blow mercs, but they did what they needed to do, right? Because we have a crummy crushing blow weapon we can put on our guy. Because once you engage the act boss, you don't need the mana regen anymore. Garbage. But no, because you hear, like, stories in, like, Chinese history and stuff of, you know, they built the funeral complex for such and such emperor, and then, you know, everyone was, you know, cast away. I'm just like, but... They didn't make, like, a cool trapdoor thing? That's what I would do. Not like because I was suspicious of the Emperor, just like, if you're letting me make like a model of the whole world, like I'm gonna make a little trapdoor that only I know about, and then I'm gonna have a little place to lie down on the job, you know, take a little nap. Obviously when my work for the day is done. Alright. Got a little bit of skellies now, and there's our portal. This sash will probably definitely not be good because we're finding it here, but it could be interesting. It's terrible. There's really no point in killing these dudes, but sometimes Griswold will drop something surprisingly good, right? Silks of the Victor. No. Probably wouldn't even wear them. Gotta go fast. I'm trying to upgrade my, my armor, but the game is proving uncooperative. I don't want anything fancy. I mean, I would love something fancy. 2 strength charm. Theoretically fine to hold on to. Certainly not running around with it. We have a bunch of crummy resist charms we're running around with. Alright. Moo Moo Farm. Alright, we gotta get some keys. Gotta get keys now. And you don't sell them, Charcy. It's Akara who sells everything you need. Alright, to the Moo Moo Farm. Moo! Musician Sun Ra. I don't guess I know them. I know Sun Kill Moon. Let me go to town real quick for safety. And write that down. In my Captain America notepad file. There we go. Moo. 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 These are funny mooing sounds, but the funniest moo that I know of is in this film that came out in the 90s starring Mike Myers called So I Married an Axe Murderer. Have you seen this one, KP? It's a great movie. My family had it on VHS. I watched it many times. It's deeply strange and incredibly funny. More than 100 albums, and it's been just as like Aliens. That's cool. I feel like that might have been something they play. They have this this radio show on like the public access radio, you know, where anybody can rent an hour or whatever. Well, anybody. I mean, it's the same people most of the time, so I'm sure there's like an application process. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But they have these guys, and they just play like the most obscure stuff, and they always talk about how it's like weird and rare. And it's always stuff I've never heard of. And anyway, maybe I've heard of this person on there. It's like if you've ever seen High Fidelity, like it'd be like those guys, only like nice about it when they're talking about it. Me and my family, we quote movies and stuff all the time, but we quote that one all the time. It's like, all I want is a quarter inch, it's a New York strip steak, a quarter inch thick. No more, no less. And then he just, like, jumps behind the counter and starts being a total nutbag. Like, I love it. Funniest stuff. Come, let us dance like children of the night. I've used that one myself. Let me tell you, it works. It's important that the person already likes you, or you're just gonna look like a dork. But they might not know the movie, and then they'll think you're very creative, or they'll know the movie and they'll delight in the reference. His spoken word poetry, I probably just say like all the time. She stole my heart and my cat. Anyway, great movie. I'm easily distracted by thinking about things. And that's how the sound of a moo can get me talking about a Mike Myers movie. Although, in truth, there's a lot of routes to So I Married an Axe Murderer. I talk about that one all the time. Show me 4 sockets. 2? Pathetic. No, there's so much about, like, growing up that's funny, you know, in retrospect. Like, you know, the things that were alright and the things that weren't. Like, so I may have related to you before. I think it was you the other day, but it might have been somebody else. But, you know, like, my family, like, I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons, right? But we had, like, James Bond movies and, like, Austin Powers, which, like, to me is, like, so much more than what you could find on, like, network television. But, you know, I think some of that, too, was that my parents liked Bond movies and thought Mike Myers was very funny, and so were willing to make exceptions for it. You know, not to impugn their motives, since they're not here to defend themselves. And, I mean, I could just ask them. It's much more fun to speculate. Although it is humorous to, like, you know, be the first time I've called an absolutely ageist. I'm like, hey, so, this Simpsons thing, I've been thinking a lot about it. What was the deal on that? Explain yourself. Yeah, you know, there's, in movies, things you can visually see, of course, is his own, like, you know, different animal to other media, but because I was quite precocious with reading books and stuff, like, the things that I was reading about, you know, in history and religious texts and, you know, like, classic literature were so beyond the amount of junk that you would see, you know, in most movies. So it's like, I mean, Medea doesn't hire a divorce lawyer, right? She doesn't. So why not let us watch Liar Liar? No. Be no reason not to have Liar Liar. There's nothing wrong with that movie. It's perfect. Yeah, because I know, like, a bunch of jokes from The Simpsons because I've been on the internet for a long time. But I don't, like, you know, I don't have any context for them. I've just, like, seen a bunch of little one-off clips. And, you know, and I've heard that it's wonderful. I should start watching it. I'm watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine right now. That's like, I watched like an episode a day. I haven't seen it before, and I watched like a few of them, but then I just fell off of it. But I'm really enjoying it, laughing a lot. I love Andy Samberg. He doesn't really sing there, but I love Lonely Island and stuff, and I think he's super funny. Yeah, there's a beloved episode of South Park, in both to me and the broader fan base, where Butters and his alter ego as Professor Chaos wants to do some dastardly deed to make his mark on the town as a villain, and then his sidekick General Disarray points out to him that the Simpsons already did it. Oh, it's a funny episode. And they, every single idea he has it all. He says Simpsons did it. And I love that episode, even though I don't know all the things Simpsons has done, but I bet it'll be even funnier after I watch The Simpsons, in the event that I ever do. No, Brooklyn Nine-Nine has me, like, clapping my hands and laughing like an absolute moron. It's so funny. I'm like halfway through the second season right now, but every time the old lazy detectives talking to, like, whenever, because like whenever they actually do detecting to figure out, like where the secret bathroom is, it's just like, I love that they throw in a little bit of, no, they could do their jobs. Because who among us hasn't worked with, like, some old heads that are just totally overdoing anything, but you know they could do it. Hirotha's cord, congratulations. Now I don't have to pick you up anymore and you can live on the ground. You said you were with somebody's place, yeah. No, the coolest thing here in this update, which I will not show here, but like, I don't expect I'll ever complete it, but it appeals to me so much. So they have the Chronicle, right? And you can if you get all the set items, you can walk in fire, and if you get all the unique items, and so on. But yeah, they'll tell you, what you found and where, so we'll go down here, and I'll be like, bam, you found the Heavenly Garb at midnight, this is the first time that you ever found it. And then, and as you complete it, you can see, hey, not only, have I found that, but because sometimes you're like, have I even seen that before? But I just think that's super cool. Although, like, completing all rune words is crazy for a super long-term goal. Like, I think that's really interesting to be in the game. Obviously, for hardcore, like, oh man. But I don't know a lot about that. Maybe if somebody else, like, finds the item in your world, you get the credit for it. I'm not sure. Yeah, collect all the rune words. That's so many. But I guess with the terror zones, right, there are tremendously more opportunities for the casual player to go places where high runes are going to drop. Or, you know, even like mid-high runes. Because I guess, like, Countess can get terrorized and then she'll just be like, drop in like a Sir for you or something. Terror's bestiary thing. I keep on thinking of starting up another Terraria playthrough. I just need to, like, get a guide and follow it, I guess. Because my normal style is not to play that way. But we need to go to a new game. Yeah. My normal style is not at all to, like, read up on how to do a game, but I just don't think Terraria was built for my style. People have told me as much, and I believe them. But I still want to play it. Like, I had a great time, like, bashing my way through normal, but I definitely, like, got to a point where I wasn't going to accidentally figure out anything else. You know, and every time I'm like, why do I even kill stuff? Well, you know, sometimes they drop F-rooms and small charms. And small charms could be anything. They could be life. They could be resists. They could be life and resists. I don't know if they can be from those guys, but they could be. I love charms. Because jewels, like, jewels could be good, but they're not good in a way that I, like, care about typically. Like, a good jewel is just good because it's valuable. A good charm, you might, like, wear it in your inventory forever, right? A good charm is more permanent than a good piece of gear. You get, like, a resist all life, you know, or like magic find charm, like, you know. So we have just a 5 magic find charm. It's not great. We have a 19 life charm, but what if they were both on the same one? A lot of resist from our charms, which we're over cap right now, but not a lot over cap. We're in crummy magic find gear. Not a lot of it, really, just like the tiniest bit. I think we have like 75 on. We could probably go ahead and put the amulet on, though. We could definitely do that. The amulet of magic find. But one more cow level before I go to bed. And we can wake up in the morning and maybe do some more. I'm just so hesitant. And this is why I love Necromancer. All falls down. A coronet, eh? That could be a good base. Shale rune, not bad. Always need more shales. Very nice. No, Corona is the thing. Coronet is the circlet. Shows what I know. No, Terraria is why I played Celeste, though, so, you know, that was good. No, I had a great time playing Terraria. It was just, you know, once I hit hard mode, I didn't, like, enjoy it anymore. Scale mail. I'm like, it sounded like a charm. Hey. Unique bow, and that's why you gotta open up boxes, because although I don't care about this, it could have been something I cared about. Cuckoo shakaku. I used to love this bow back in the day, right? So it shoots like explosive bolts, and it's so fun. I would use it on my my swap on my Burazons, because Barisa is like a ton of ice damage, and then I would use that for like physical cold immunes. Because it fires the explosive ones, pierces a bit, you know, and yeah, just what it says there. It's a cool weapon. I tried Core Keeper. I have not. In Stardew, it's like I like to do stuff. Often in sandbox games, people are surprised by my lack of creativity. You know, like, I'll play a Minecraft hardcore world, and I won't even, like, build a house, you know, until, like, day 120 or something, you know, like... I never watched the TV in Stardew. I've been told it actually has, like, game mechanics attached. I just, like, put it in a chest. I basically never, like, decorated at all. I'll sometimes put up, like, some, you know, things on a wall, and then I'm like, alright, there we go, we're good. That's the belt we've already identified, so we don't need to grab it again. Grand Charm, my beloved. I'm gonna hold on to it, because I mean, maybe I'll make a Zon. I won't, but maybe I will. This is how I am, right? This is the most me thing ever. I'm like, well, let's just fill up our alts with some trash. After all, maybe one day I'll want it. There's recipes on the TV, you know. I guess my friend was telling me that you have to, like, figure out how lucky days are based on the TV. I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I didn't want to watch TV, you know, like, I had a farm to get to. You know, if it's gonna rain, I'll find out when it rains. I'm a farmer. But then in some ways I played, like, I assume everybody plays Stardew. Like, I never went into the Evil Corporation store. I never even walked in. I was like, no, it's clear to me who the good guy is, and I'm the good guy. And they are not. Yeah, I mean, like, I figured I felt lucky enough already. I'm like, I gotta find stuff without, you know, needing to consult your silly oracles. Oh man, if either of these Grand Charms are worth carrying, I'm gonna be so chuffed. Auto petter item. That is interesting. Man, whenever you get like the ability to like automate more things, it's cool. You know, I love that in the game where, you know, there's a transition from learning and about things, and then you can, like, you know, ramp it up or just keep on doing it how you do, you know. Whenever I got my sheds and sheds full of, you know, pickling barrels and stuff. And then also my silly collections. I would get like I didn't know there were purple stars for a long time. I just knew about the gold stars, so I would keep all my gold star stuff like in a special chest. Like, you know, those were like my treasures, so I didn't want to sell them. And I tried to go to the mine like kind of early and it wouldn't let you. And then I didn't try to go back again forever. I just thought there wasn't one. I was like I was looking for every stone I could find, right? Because I couldn't get enough stone. I was like looking forward to the season changing, so that there would be more stones in my fields. Yeah, and then like when I finally got like the basement for the aging of things, I would never sell like any of my fine aged like cheeses and wines, you know, like those were, I would sell like the other ones, but like once I aged them up to perfection, like they went into the box in the basement. But I've been thinking of another playthrough. I want to turn down like the money they give me down, make it take longer. And I want to make myself not do the no fruit bats and no mushrooms. No mushroom logs, right? Because I feel like both of those, they were good like for my first playthrough, but they really allowed me to like, you know, passively get too many things that should have been, you know, locked behind, you know, trees or whatnot. I did grow hundreds of coffee plants and have thousands and thousands and thousands of coffee beans. It's kind of like my wheat. But I really like Stardew. I didn't reach perfection. I also, you know, like, wasn't trying too much towards, you know, I didn't cook, like, basically anything for the longest time. You know, there's a lot of stuff I wasn't doing because I was just playing the game. My friend, it's, like, her favorite game, and she was like, oh, you know, are you talking to the villagers and stuff? I'm like, yeah, you know. I said hi to them, and then I went to my field. I would just, because I didn't want to spend any of my resources of my food on myself, right? I would just, like, work to exhaustion in the field every day. We would just go out there and, like, water the crops and then fall over at, like, 8:10 a.m. and be like, okay, that's good. But I didn't even, like, use the coffee for the longest time, you know, to move around quick or anything. I just wanted to grow a lot of it. I liked that it was perennial, right? You know, or rather not perennial, but whatever the word is. That ring sucks. Okay. 20 cold resist on a grand charm. That's good. That's good. I'm holding on to it. Wish it was lightning, but that's okay. I did it so much. I was just like, and then, you know, like when we got like, when I started seeing like how foraging could work out, because like too, like, I haven't gone back and watched it, but like as I recall, like I was so focused on trying to get crops in the ground, and I didn't want to like use any of my energy, you know, up. I was like, I gotta make money, you know. Salmonberry, yeah. See, I didn't know about salmonberries, and they're all over the place, and they're, you know, dirt cheap, and yeah, but but no, I spent a while just passing out. So I was like, well, if they take, but you know, I would like, or I wouldn't, because in my bed, you know, and then I realized, you know, it was time or whatever. But I was like, well, you know, just trudging up without any energy at all. And often passing out. And I barely talked to the little shadow guy before. I probably almost missed him for a whole year. I don't know what happens. But it was a good time. Anyway. Where are we at now? $3.99, baby. Back in the top 400 again. But, I mean, how many of these people, you know, a bunch of them in front of me are dead. We can catch all of them. But think about all the people behind me who are alive. All of them could catch me. But yeah, $3.99. Pretty cool. That's our Conqueror there, level 66. The 20 cold charm, it is helpful, because normally I care a lot about inventory space, but for this, it's all about maxing out your survivability. Because even if you walk into a Nova, if you have max cold resist, probably not going to pop you. I don't think most Novas in this game do like 4k damage. But I certainly don't want to be walking into hell without everything in a row. But we almost have 1,000 hit points now. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's gonna make me sad when he dies. I don't know if we're gonna get a hell kill on this character, but I'm gonna do my best. Anyway, that's all I got for you right now. Need to get some sleep. I'll probably be on tomorrow morning doing more of this. Maybe I'll see you guys there. Excuse me. Anyway. Good night, KP. It's been so nice talking to you. Thanks for hanging out. But, yeah, I'll have to check out that Sun Ra person, and then... What's this other game we were talking about that I hadn't played? Core something? Core Keeper. I'll write that one down, too. Put it on the list. Because after, you know, after we either die or beat Bale, I don't perceive that we're gonna just like be obsessively playing Diablo 2 afterwards. So I'm definitely like looking for a new game too, but this certainly has me right now. You know, I'm having a lot of fun, but I played a lot of games with like really good stories and super cool mechanics and stuff this last year, and I want to pursue that. I don't want to just fall back into playing a game I've already played the daylights out of, but I'm sure having a blast with this. Like I say, I'm looking for a new game, and I'm like, when I wake up in the morning, if I wake up 30 minutes early, I can farm for 30 more minutes. Anyway, see you guys. Good night.